Be the dream. I was talking to a good friend of mine today, great friend of mine, and she said that she is her mother's dream. And I had to stop and I had to share my thoughts on this. I'm my grandmother's dream. You are the dream. My grandmother grew up in a world where she wasn't allowed to vote. She couldn't have a bank account. Any money that was given or she had to give to her parents. My grandmother raised siblings, never lived her life, never finished high school, raised children. And her kids never finished high school. But me, I was in special ed, and she loved me. I love my grandmother, right? I graduated high school. She cried. I didn't understand what she cried about. She wanted to go in the military. She couldn't because she had to raise kids. Raise siblings. I went in the military. I would show my mother, my grandmother, all the places that I've been, all the places that I visited and have been this place, and I'll show her pictures and everything, and she would always light up and be proud. And it's like, wow, grandbaby, I'm so proud, Joe Jr. She said, oh, you keep going, don't come back. And she always wanted me to explore the world, right? Because I was her dream. I went to college. I got my degree. She hung it on the wall. I never thought about it till today. Some of you are your parents' dream. That's the reason why they put so much into you, so you don't make the mistakes that they made that stop them from dreaming and stop them from living. You are the dream. You are the dream. My father can't read or write. So he made sure that he was hard on me so I could, even just a little bit. And I was a special ed kid. And I think that was the first time I ever seen my grandmother afraid, because she didn't want me to be like everybody else and like my family members. And I wasn't. I wasn't a street dude. But I get it now. I was a dream. I was the one shot that she got to live through. And she put all her chips into me, man. And she won. Went to college. Got 2 degrees. Family man. I don't have multiple kids by a bunch of women, one woman. Never been to prison. She never visited me behind bars. I would never do it. I was afraid of that. And I didn't understand why my grandma was so hard on me. But this morning I get it. I was that one shot. I was that one shot. A lot of you are the dream that your mothers never got a chance to live. Or your grandmothers never had the chance to live. Some women back in the day had to get married to a man in order for them to live. Some men could not be successful unless they were married. That is what they had to do back then. They had to make sacrifices of their dreams and their passions and skills in order to live. A lot of them did that. And they wasn't able to live the dreams and to be on their purpose the way they wanted to be. And now they get us coming up here, grandkids, great grandkids, and they got one shot just to see it happen. And that's you. I look at my sons, right? I always wanted to be an engineer and do stuff with my hands and do that type of field my son's in. He's 12 years old and he's doing it. My oldest, 18, going to college. I thought I was dumb and I couldn't, I was in special ed. I didn't think I can ever go to college. And he's at 18 going to college. I'm like, wow, he is my dream. You know, he is my dream. He's not chasing women. I told my son the other day, I said, the worst decision you ever can make is chasing women. It has hindered me through my whole life. I did everything because I chased the women, because I lacked sexual discipline when I was young, right? Because I was afraid. I was a lot of fear when I was a kid. I didn't believe in myself because I was in special ed. Nobody really poured into me. I mean, look where I grew up at, right? It wasn't until I went in the military where I realized I can do something. Somebody always was telling me I couldn't. But I was the dream. That was the dream. I remember meeting this white man called Chris Johnson, right? Saved my life. Told me I can be anything. He came in special ed and he said, man, you're so bright, you're so smart. Why are you in here? That was the first time I ever heard that. And there was another man, Brother Skinner, who would go around the hood and instill life and pour life into people. He passed away a couple of years ago. The first time I ever heard that. I walked around with so much anger. Look where I grew up at. It was acceptable behavior. You couldn't be any other way. But my grandmother was hard on me. They were hard on me. They told me the truth. I didn't understand because I was the dream. You are the dream. You're the dream that everybody is waiting on. And what you do with the opportunities that they didn't have says a lot about you. And you may look at this and say, oh, this is about men and this is about women. No, this is about you being a dream. Somebody had you, the one shot they had. And you live better. Some of you are authors, writers. Some of you are basketball players, football players. I don't know, whatever dream that person had to do that they didn't have the opportunity to do, or they missed the opportunity because of just the times we were in. You are it. You. Don't waste it. Don't waste it listening to a bunch of other clowns and other people getting in a bunch of emotions, man. Be focused and be on your dream and be on your purpose. Because it's bigger than you, and it is. Be the dream. Be the thing that fuels your generation and fuels your lineage and your bloodline. Change the course of your bloodline. Change it so it no longer has to be in a ditch. Do the things that your ancestors couldn't. All the limitations they had back then, you don't have them now. Be the dream. Stop chasing fools, man. Stop chasing fool's goals. Stop chasing stuff that don't even matter anymore. And be that one light that shines for your generation so your kids can be your dream and their kids can be their dream. You see how it works? And all that's happening, man, is that everything is changing. But you got to believe. And if you don't, I can't tell you. I can't tell you how to do that. Only you can. Take care.